Hi YouTube, it's Mike with Kane's Autograph. Welcome back to the channel. If you're into through the mail autographs, you're in the right place. Here's my returns for the team challenge. My team's the Minnesota Twins. Let's dive right into it. I got a 1 of 3 return from Jeff Thielen in 26 days. Thielen was a right-handed pitcher drafted by the Twins in the 8th round of the 1989 Major League Draft out of Craig High School. He never made it past A ball. After his career in baseball was done, he transferred into education and he became a reading specialist in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Next up, Shane Poppin, a 1-1 return in 27 days. Poppin was selected by the Twins in the 19th round of the 2016 Major League Draft. He progressed through the Twins minor league system, made his Major League debut in June 19th, 2019 against the Red Sox. He is currently in the Angels minor league system. My next return in 11 days is from Twins mascot TC Bear. Anyone want to guess what that TC stands for? That's right, Twin Cities. Next return 11 days from Madonna, the St. Paul Saints mascot. And that's right, the official mascot of the St. Paul Saints, the AAA team. Now, after the two mascots, some of you might think Mike's really reaching on getting some of these autographs. And you're right, I am. I'm reaching, I'm looking for some players who might necessarily have Twins cards, but got these photos and I sent them off to a bunch of players. So Frank Charles returned these in 11 days. He was a former Saints player. Then he became part of the entertainment acts associated with the team, former batting practice pitcher, and he was a staffer for the Twins. You know, great behind the scenes contributor for the baseball teams. Bob Rogers was another guy I didn't have in a Twins uniform on a baseball card, but he was a player for the majors for 9 seasons with the Angels, and then he served as a Twins coach in the early 2000s. Most people remember him because he was a manager for the Brewers and the Expos. Jim Schellenbach returned these two items in 11 days. He was a former pitcher and a longtime Twins minor league pitching coach, and he actually played for the Pirates, the Senators, and then the Twins for just 1 season. Butch Davis played for several teams in the major leagues, a couple of those teams, the Royals, the Rangers, and then on December 1st of 2014, Davis was named the first base coach of the Minnesota Twins on a staff that was managed by Paul Molitor, and then he left after the 2016 season. This return is from Dan Pelter, a former Major League Baseball player, outfielder, first baseman who played for the Texas Rangers and the Giants in the early 90s. Left-handed hitter and thrower. He was known a lot for his versatility on the field, and he played for the St. Paul Saints. Next return is from Pete Semilio. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And I didn't have a Twins card, so I sent him the photo, and he was cool enough to send me the baseball card back. But Pete pitched for the Twins from 1966 through 1967. Bill Evers is a longtime minor league manager, and he worked in the Twins organization and coaching in multiple roles in recent years. Joe Roa was drafted in 1989 in the 18th round by the Atlanta Braves. He played 6 seasons for 6 different teams, and he was a reliever for the Twins in 2003 and 2004. My next return is from Gary Rath in 12 days. Rath's time in the majors was brief. He made 3 appearances for the Dodgers in 1998, allowing 4 earned runs over 3 1/3 innings. In 1999, he joined the Twins, where he pitched in 5 games, including 1 start, and recorded an 11.57 ERA in just over 4 innings. A 2-2 return from Doug DeCenso. He was drafted by the Cubs and played for them from 1988 to 1992. Then he spent a year with the Rangers in 1993, played for the Saints in 1995, and then he went back to the majors and played for the Padres in 1996. Josh Renicky played for the Twins in 2013, and he's the nephew of former Major League manager Ron Renicky. Bob Oldus, he was a catcher in the majors during the 50s and late 60s, and then he went on to be a coach for the Minnesota Twins in the 1980s. Gene Glenn was a former third base coach for the Minnesota Twins, and then he was a longtime baseball veteran who managed in the Saints system. Next return was from Tim Blackwell, and he's probably best known for his time with the Cubs, but he served as a manager for the St. Paul Saints, and then he had a 10-year major league career catching with the Red Sox, Phillies, Cubs, Expos. After retiring, he transitioned into coaching and managing, and he spent a lot of time with a lot of different organizations. Next return is from the radio voice of the Minnesota Twins, Chris Atterbury. And kind of a cool fact about him is he really got his career going being a minor league announcer for my hometown Sioux Falls Canaries. Derek Shelton was a former Twins bench coach before becoming the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I got this back just a couple days before it was announced that he got fired from the Pittsburgh team. A 2-2 return from Dylan Gee in 13 days, and he pitched for the Twins in 2017 and just a minor run there for the Twins. A 2-2 return from George Thomas in 14 days, and he was actually born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He had a brief stint with the Twins in 1971. And then my last return. The Minnesota Twins claimed Adam Wilk on waivers on May 10th, 2017, and then he was designated for assignment on May 27th, 2017, outrighting the AAA 2 days later. He did play 6 seasons in the major leagues. That's it for my Twins team update. We're coming to the end of the contest. This is the last week for players to sign and get that envelope back in the mail, so it's postmarked by 5/31. Going to be a short mail week with Monday's holiday, but hopefully I finish strong for the contest. Thanks for watching. See you next week.